Welcome to this look at new mods on Farming Simulator 25 with me, MrSealyp. Ladies and gentlemen, it's Thursday the 4th of September. I'm actually doing the mod review on the day the mods have dropped. That makes a change, doesn't it? Just a quick reminder at the start of this this evening, 5 PM UK time, Giants are live streaming, showing off a lot of the Mercedes-Benz pack DLC that's releasing on Tuesday the 9th. So they're going to be showing a load of stuff off this evening. I just thought I'd remind anybody if they wanted to catch that. Updates today: we've got the Small Corn Dryer by JMZ, the Repair Workshop by Ian, PGR Animal Barns Pack by Leo, Manure Heap 12 by 6 metre by Pippi, the Logistics Centre by Yogadim, and we've got the Construction Fence by JDModding in front of me. We have got the Beehive XL Xtra-Large by MacTracker921. It is 2.42 megabytes download, 3 slots and 10,000 for the Beehive itself, which isn't too expensive actually when you think that's in essence a double for 10 grand, which I think that's pretty good. And then we've got the Extra-Large honey pallet spawn point. So it's bigger than the standard one anyway, and it does say in the description this will stack honey pallets 4 pallets high as well, so you can get quite a few more spawning is the point. It also says if you are using your bees to pollinate certain crops in game, if you've got bees nearby, you get a yield bonus. It says if it's got a 400 meter pollination radius around it. Build mode under our animals and bees is where you find it. If we go up to, actually we don't have the old one anymore, do we really? No, it's all these newfangled ones, isn't it? I think that's pretty good. Didn't they used to be, was it for the one that's half this size on 22 was it 19,000 or 20,000? Something like that. Anyway, and then for £232, euros or dollars, we got the larger spawn point as well. And should do your honey pallet spawn stuff. No problem at all. There we go. That's by MacTracker921. Down the hill, we have got Diesel Production Pack. This is by LRModding team. 12.65 megabytes download. The factory building in the background that says diesel on it is 15 slots and 170,000 to buy. No customization options on it. We've got a sell point just over to the side for the selling of diesel. Actually, we'll double check that because it might sell all sorts of stuff, but that is 4 slots and £100, euros or dollars. We've got a container there which actually is a fuel station, so if you're producing your own diesel that's fine, but if you just want a diesel tank, comes in the pack. That's 250,000 litres. It's 3 slots, 26,500 to find that under containers. Then under the miscellaneous section in your vehicles and machinery, we've got the MKS8 8,000 litre, 4 slots, and we've got the MKS32, which is 4 slots, 32,000 litres. So we'll have a look in here first under miscellaneous. So there's our 2 tankers. So they will take tanker things. It's not like we've got methane or propane or anything over and above, but these just come with the pack anyway. We've got some customization option on there. Trailer hitch, yes or no. Now you can have it water and milk or diesel fuel, which is interesting in that when you come back out of there, it's showing that these do water, milk, herbicide, liquid fertilizer. So yeah, I'm not sure. I guess you'd have it on water and milk for the rest, and if it's diesel, it's just going to do diesel, I would imagine. That's curious. I've got one of each actually. I think I got one of each in the end. And then we got options for main colour and rim colour as well. If we go into our build mode and we go to our factories then, so just there is the factory. As I said, no customization options on that. Come across to our sell points, and that's where we find that one just there. Diesel sale. It does just say diesel. We'll check in the menu in just a moment. If we come up and we go across to our containers and we go to there, 26,500 for that next to it as well. And then like I say, the tankers we've already had a quick look at. So let's just check on the sell points actually. Doesn't let's double check, because sometimes you get a sell point and they take everything. Yeah, there we go. Look, diesel sale. Not a bad price though, to be fair. Always down the hill. So let's say this is one you refill yourself up to 250,000 litres. Fairly straightforward. Sell point, fairly straightforward and self-explanatory. We come around the back. Our managed production point, taking out our diesel is there. Putting in our objects. our products that we need. This requires sunflower, canola and soybean, 100,000 litres of each it will take. Now, I've only had this running in the time that I've been setting up the rest of the mods for the mod review, and we've already got 10,696 litres of a potential 300,000 in storage of diesel, which, I mean, to be fair, yeah, 600 cycles a month, but 500, 500, 250 to 1,500. So you're actually gaining a bit out of that anyway. You're getting more bang for your buck. Yeah, that's pretty cool. What I will do, let's just grab this. I'm just going to double check to see whether or not, I think that one I've just got set on diesel, or I bought the one as diesel, and that one was milk and water, just to see whether you can just put everything in both of them, which technically would make that option kind of odd, I think. As you can see, we've got a rear trailer hitch we already talked about, so you can daisy chain tankers together, which makes life a little bit easier. But let's have a look and see, shall we? Just to make sure. Crossing the I's and dotting the T's and whatnot. When you switch to that one, we can't fill out from a biothing silo. That's just for that. No, it's not letting me. That's a curiosity. What about the rear one? We can check for water over here. Nothing on that. Switch to the rear one. So I can give me the option to fill. I'm not getting the option to fill these at all. There's no option to open them. See, if this is water milk, which is what I chose for that rear one, that's a water standpipe just there. So I'm not sure why I decided to check that. I thought I better had, because it gave us the options, but because it gave us more options than just water, milk and diesel, so it wouldn't let me fill them up, either of them, at a binding silo. I couldn't fill the water and milk tank at a water tap. I couldn't fill the diesel at the diesel buy point on the map. But I've come over to here, to the production, and it says start filling. So it seems like it will only take diesel from the factory that it's producing diesel from, which it kind of makes it a bit of a one-trick pony. I think that might need to get an update, or unless it's specifically designed to do that, but I would be surprised. Anyway, that's the diesel production pack. Next, we've got the homemade bale trailer just here. It's by VuleX, 1.36 megabytes download and 2 slots. You'll find it under the baling category bale transports, which is just there, and it's just there. 8,650. Main colour does all that. Rim colour does the rim colour. It's not an auto load or anything like that. Tension straps can be done from in-cab or outside. As you can see, we've got a lot of tension straps on there. There's no option to add or remove these bits. It comes just like that. Straightforward, we like that. No mucking about. The homemade bale trailer. Next over here we've got this. Nothing runs like a Deere, people. This is the John Deere 5M series by Just Farming, 52.63 megabytes download and 13 of your earth slots. Very nicely made and detailed. Looks good, sounds good. A few options for doors, windows and bits and bobbages on there as well. You will find this under small tractors. Just there, 77,500 for the base model. We've got 94 horsepower, 104 horsepower or 120 horsepower. Trelleborg, Michelin, Continental, Mitas, Vredestein, back to Trelleborg. Under Trelleborg we've got standard, wheel weights, narrow tyres, rear narrows, back to standard. And I think the others are variations on that. Wheel weights, narrows, rear narrows, standard. Yeah, seems to be. On the back we've got a rear PTO, but you can have a cover on that if you want to. Rear PTO cover, yes or no. We've got design. This is for our beacons. We've got design 1 left, design 2 right, design 3 both off again. We've got animations full or basic. I went full. I'll show you those, and the basic will be a more basic version of that. Probably less options, I would imagine, but I went full because, yeah, why wouldn't you have the full options? Front loader attacher, John Deere or no, and a license plate option on there too. So, not bad, it sounds good. Whoa. Very nice. So we are on control group 1, doors, rear window, sunroof. So L1, nothing. R1, right stick side to side, does that door. Up and down, does that door. L1, R1, right stick side to side, does our sunroof. Right stick up and down, does our rear window. Then left stick side to side, does our bonnet. So when your Deere is not running like a Deere and needs a bit of maintenance, we can open and close the bonnet. That's pretty cool. Press triangle and we come to steering wheel mirrors. So let's go with R1, right stick side to side. Wheel goes up and down that way. Up and down brings the wheel up and down, so we've got some adjustment on that. L1, R1, right stick side to side, does our mirror that side. Right stick up and down, does our mirror that side. I think it was that. R1, L1, R1, steering wheel mirrors, yeah. And then we come back to that again. Nicely configured, pedals and levers and bits and bobs and all things doing what they should be. I still like that if you look down inside the steering wheel, when you start the engine, the key turning and the key turning off again. It's a little thing, but I love that. I think it's very, very cool. And again, not specific to this particular vehicle, but it's a very cool feature. There you go, John Deere 5M series. Next, we've got this unit. This is the John Deere Drill N542C by LRModding, 34.98 megabytes download. It is a direct drill, 14 slots, 12.8 meters. It only takes seed, not seed and fertilizer, and you'll find it under seeder, so it'll do your seed type crops. Again, nicely made and detailed. It's a big old bit of kit, this. Big old bit of kit. So, if we come down to our seeders, just there. And there we have it, 291,880. I guess because it's a direct drill as well, so no cultivating required. It's fairly pricey when you think it's a 12.8. That's a 15. That's a 12. Yeah, it is actually. That's a direct drill. The Avatar, 12 meters. It's that John Deere brand recognition, isn't it? Charge what you like. Anyway, options on this. We've got weight, yes or no. That's it. Put some weights up the top on the wings to keep the wings down, to keep everything operating as it should. So, let's hop in. Unfold. We've got cover open and close. So if you want to open and close your cover, that's what that does. Nice sound effects. We've got lights on there. Indicators as well. I'm assuming it's going to have a nice fan noise, we'll see in a moment, won't we? Cool. Drop it down. And away we go. Direct drilling to our heart's content. As we go. Nice, the John Deere Drill N542C. I do love that wind down of the fans on any of the seeders, planters, anything like that. There's a lot of really quality sound effects and stuff on a lot of mods. You just got to stop and listen and pay attention to the details and stuff. It sounds absolutely brilliant. So there we go. That's that. Next we've got the Knoche Crossmax 300 by Polly Paul. This is 6.57 megabytes download, 8 slots and 3 meters. This you'll find under disc harrows. You can have an option for a seed unit, so you can do a cover crop while you're disc harrowing. Also has a bit on the back there for weeding. Now I've got large weeds, so it's not going to do anything with the large weeds, unfortunately. But it does have a weeder attachment on the back. So this you'll find across there under disc harrows, just there, for 9 grand. 95 horsepower required to pull it. So you can have it just like that, and you've got your disc harrow. No problems at all. Seeder unit, if you want to do cover crop as well, that will do grass, oilseed, radish and canola. And then we've got a weeder unit, yes or no, on the back as well. Just there. 200 litres of seed it will hold if you are doing a cover crop. start this up. Now we have got an option here for open cover, which takes the top off there for our seed unit if you've gone for the seed unit. We have got unfold disc harrow, that does this bit on the back, raises and lowers the weed unit on there. And then it's just a case of, what have I set it on? Oilseed radish. Turn it on, drop it down. And because it's a disc harrow, generally speaking, disc harrows are shallow cultivators. I mean, it's going to get rid of the weeds anyway because it's a cultivator, but there you go. And we are putting some cover crop in the ground at the same time. Turn it off. Do that. There you go. The Knoche Crossmax 300. Next we have got just over here also next to the... Actually no, we'll do these next while we're here. Why not? This is the Quivogne Blackbear Evo 5.20 by Univers JDModding. 13.09 megabytes download, 9 slots and 10 slots and 5.2 meters. 9 slots gets you this one here. Has a 3-point attacher on the back, so you can attach other things on it if you want to. And that will give you just your cultivator like that. And I've got one of each because I wanted to see what it was like. The one that's 10 slots comes already with a roller on the back. Now it comes with the roller attached. So that's what that 3-point link bit's about. So if you buy the one for 10 slots, which is a bit more expensive with the roller, it's already attached on there. I just opened it up to see, and you do need to open it. If you want to detach it, you need to open it, then it will give you the option to detach. I was just curious to see whether it would or not, because it was showing as separate items when I hooked them up to the trailer. So these you'll find are the cultivators. There you go, 58 grand for the standard. No options on it, comes just like that. 250 horsepower required. And if you go for the one with the roll on there, 300 horsepower. That's interesting, because that says there 200 horsepower, that says 250. But then when you click on, maybe that's a typo, because then when you click on that there, it says 300 horsepower, which makes more sense, I guess. So you can see there with the roll on the back. So, and what it enabled me to do, which was a little bit easier as well, because that had the 3-point link, I could actually hook the second one onto it as we came out to the field, which makes life a little bit easier. So let's see if there is any difference between the two in actual operation. Cultivators should bring up stones. I don't have stones on this bit, but on the other bit of field I do. But let's have a look at the unfold on this. There's no option for shallow or deep cultivation. Nice unfold on that as well. Neat, smooth, tidy, there we go. So I can't see what the difference would be between that and the one with the roller, because it's still going to... Oh no, of course, because it should, if it's got the roller on the back, it should give us, like you would have with the seed roller. What's interesting with this as well, if you buy this one, I'm going to check in a second, but there's no reason why you shouldn't be able to, because as I've just done, it comes like that. So as you can see, you've got, that's the top left, that's the main unit, that's the rear unit. If I fold that up, you lose the option to detach it. So it needs to be unfolded to detach it. That's how it comes. But if you buy that whole unit, you're then getting a cultivator and a roller, which you should be able to use the roller separately. So if I run this next to the one that's already there, what we should see is a different look to the ground, because it will do the cultivating but then it will roll afterwards. That's the theory. Drop that down. There we go. So you see the difference between the two. So we've got this lighter, almost sort of chalky like effect in the ground there, but where the roller's been across, most of that's gone. There's a definite difference. That's lighter and whiter, that's not. So we've got our roller. So what I'm going to do now, because I'm, again, curiosity and all that, let's disconnect that. Bring that out of the way. Raise up out of the ground. Disconnect that. Because there's actually nothing at all that says I shouldn't be able to just use that roller as a roller. So you're getting two pieces of equipment for one there. Let's roll over the stuff that we've done just over here. Drop that down. Yeah, there you go. It's alright, isn't it? I don't think it's supposed to be run like that. It doesn't seem to want to turn either. I think it's supposed to be on the back of that other bit of equipment, but as you can see, you can do it like that if you wanted to. Awesome stuff. That's the Quivogne Blackbear Evo 5.2 engine off. Across the way then we have got next to the John Deere, wherever I put that. Just here we have this. This is the Pitts LB51 or 51-26 trailer by FS Minor. 7.95 megabytes download and 4 slots. You'll find it under low loaders. And it's a fairly straightforward low loader. We have got the option, as you can see, we've got extensions. You can open and close that as those extension boards. I've said this many times before. It's one of those weird things. I guess it's okay when you're driving a vehicle onto a trailer, but for long distance you don't want tyres hanging over the edge. So putting it on and off is fine. So that will allow you to put wider stuff on there, but it doesn't widen the whole lot. So obviously you're going to have a bit of an overhang when you drive on. And the tension straps, as you can see on there as well. So this you'll find under low loaders just here. 48 grand. We've got the option to change the main colour, which does all that. Design colour does the side panels like that. Rim colour and license plate option on there as well. This doesn't actually come with beacons either, which I was quite surprised for a low loader. That's quite unusual. The Pitts Heavy Haul. Start the engine on that. So we've got unfold trailer, does that. As I said, tension straps on there as well. And then R1 and right stick side to side. We'll put those away or open them back up. Yeah, definitely no beacons. We do have our lights. They're indicators. There you have it, the Pitts LB 51-26 trailer. Next we've got the Schwarzmüller Haibach. This is 21.7 megabytes download, 4 slots by Tomek. I've got various different versions of this because they all seem to do different things, and I thought, again, better check. This is an easier mod day. When there aren't 45, 50 mods, you can actually look at stuff in a bit more depth. When you look at something and you go to choose and you think, oh, I wonder if, when you've got a lot of mods and you haven't got enough time to dive into that, I prefer doing it this way, so it's a little bit easier to do. Anyway, this you'll find under trailers with the various different options, and there was a couple of things I was curious about. So we start off with this, the 26,000 litre already extended. Press it again, gives you a cover automatically. Adds 2,400 on, but it doesn't say anything about a cover, but it puts the cover on. I'm going to take that off for a second, just so we can see the rest of the options on there. But we have got Bale trailer option, 15,000 litre, and then back to 26. So we'll leave that for a moment. We'll set up, we've got standard and standard 2, like that. You've got platform, yes or no, that's on the back, just there. Extra wheel, yes or no, puts a spare underneath if you want a spare. Now, grain door, yes or no, puts grain doors on the side there. Doesn't put them on the other side. Doesn't put them on the back, puts them on the side. So, oh, that's cool. Grain doors, I wonder what that's going to look like when it tips. You know, those little side doors, you know, we'll see. We've got chassis colour, does the chassis, does all those bits. Upper stripe colour, let's go green, does the upper stripe. Lower stripe, you've guessed it, does the lower stripe. Outer frame colour, does that. Inner frame colour, the bits at the moment that are white will change colour. Outer colour of the risers, so let's go orange, there you go, that does those bits. Then you've got inner colour of the risers, does the panels above, so let's go blue again, but a pale blue does all of that. So we've got a load of different options on there. Rim colour, license plate option on there as well. So I went for a couple of different options. I went for the Bale trailer. It's not an auto load, but I thought just let's have a look and see what it does. These don't have rear trailer hitches, so you can't daisy chain them together. But tension straps can be done from in cab or out of cab, but it has tension straps for your bales. That's straightforward. What I was curious about was what that would look like when it tips. Do these flaps open? I mean, that's a pretty cool feature to have. And then, well, I'll show you, because what baffled me, we got open and close cover, very nice. If we spin that round, now R1 normally gives you your option for standard unload, grain door, left, right, whatever it might be. It doesn't give you anything. So if we unload here now, those don't open at all. The side opens. I thought those little grain doors would open. I was really looking forward to that. Well, that's going to be cool. 4 of those open, but it does that. So okay, that's fair enough. You know, no bother. So then I thought, well, if it does that, then this hasn't given me an option for unloading anywhere else. So what about the standard version? So I've grabbed the standard version out to double check that, and this does have you. This does give you the option for tip left and right. Still not rear though, because I think if you go for the platform option with the ladder on there, that's probably why. But R1 now, we've got tip side right, tip side left. But you'll notice on tip side left when I unload here, it does exactly the same animation. So I guess I would question, why would you go for the grain door option? It does the same thing. It's a small thing, but yeah, like I say, when you've got enough time, you can find out all these little quirks and things of the various different mods that are coming out. There you go. The Schwarzmüller Haibach next, and finally for today, we have got a new map out today on console. We've got Dalberg by VuleX. Yeah, when am I thinking of that? What time is it now? That might not be till tomorrow morning now, but I will get onto it, don't worry. As I always do, I try and do all the map tours if I can. So we've got the Shed with Workshop and Office. This by JDModding ARG. 41.77 megabytes download. We've got without office and with office. Without office is 30 slots, 52,000 to buy. With office, 39 slots, 65,000 to buy. Build mode and sheds is where you'll find it. So without looks like that, but it's the same building, just doesn't have the office on the side. Customization option on this is colour. So you click on that and pick a colour. It stays metallic, so whatever you choose, there you go. So you can choose a metallic-y type shed in whatever colour you want. And that one was 52 grand, and then 65 grand gets you the one with the office, which we're going to have a look at now. Same options on that. There's no solar panels, nothing like that. It's just colour option on there. But this is really cool, because I guess I was expecting, because it says workshop and office, I was expecting the workshop but not the office. It's really nicely made and detailed with some cool features. So if we open the gates here, and what's nice about this as well, the detail that's been done on this. Sometimes you get mods like this. When you open a sliding door, it slides through other parts of the building. That's been done, so that's, there's a gap. It's supposed to do that. So the office itself then. Let's go into the office. Sleep and wardrobe trigger in here as well. So it acts like a farmhouse as well. We have got lights in here too. I like that. That's a pretty cool feature. I like this as well. This is not to stop burglaries and stuff. That's probably because idiots with telehandlers and stuff. Oh, it could be a bit of both, but anyway, stop smashing your windows when you've got incompetent staff. This door here takes into a little break room, fridge, kitchen area, all that kind of stuff. And we can open this door, which takes us into the main ding door. Obviously, the one without doesn't have this whole section on it. None of this is here. So we come into here and we go to a workshop, which we're kind of expecting to have. What's cool about this as well, this is a repair and repaint, bottom right, not just a repair. So you can do all your workshop required needs. Plenty of space. I've opened the side door as well, so plenty of room for getting big machinery and equipment and stuff in here. Even the fans rotating on the roof as well. It's nice. Come over there and we get a light switch for the main area. Even the cut concrete as well. Very cool indeed. So there we go. That's it. That's the Shed with Workshop and Office. And that's it for the mods for Thursday the 4th of September. I hope you found this useful and informative in some way, shape or form. If you have, please give us a like. If you don't subscribe yet, please do. If you want to leave a comment, feel free. And if you want to share this video, then of course, please be my guest. Whatever you should choose to do. Thanks for watching.